We're here at Bicester Heritage with Valtteri Bottas with stake F1 kick Sauber. The weather, said this to your teammate Zhou Guanyu, normally a lot better here, but I think you're used to this kind of weather, aren't you? Reminds you of back home, kind of?
Yeah, well, it's different. Finland is different. I actually used to live in the UK for 4 years, so I know all about it, so don't worry, you didn't need to apologise.
Okay, we're good. If I was to just throw at you your happiest memory of Silverstone, that could be on track, it could be something funny in the paddock, what would you say to me as this incredibly loud car is driven around behind us?
Yes, happiest moment in Silverstone. I think I've definitely been on the podium there with F1. I've had a pole position. That's awesome. But actually, in my junior category years in Formula Renault in 2008, I had an awesome race weekend in Silverstone. So going back 15 years, I've got some good memories. But if I choose one, then I'm going to say my pole position in Silverstone.
Always a good way to start.
Yeah.
When you look at Silverstone, you look at the calendar, where does that rank in terms of your favourite tracks?
It ranks really high. As a track, it's really flowing fast. Everyone likes it, and as a weekend as well. You know, the atmosphere is there every year, no matter if it's rain or sun. There's people watching and supporting. I think nowadays it's pretty crazy numbers actually per weekend what Silverstone gets, and it's good to see. So definitely a Grand Prix which has a history as well, and I think it definitely belongs in the calendar.
I think it's the biggest attended sporting event in the UK, and given how much we love football and we love rugby and cricket, you know, to have
That's
the F1
huge.
weekend, it is absolutely massive. Ice hockey in the UK, I know you're an ice hockey fan, isn't quite that big yet, but maybe it'll get there one day. When you kind of look at the races we've had this year and the season we've had in general in Formula One, it must be good that it's more competitive this year. We haven't got one guy that's just winning all the races. Take the last few races, for example, you know, we've seen new challenges.
It's been good to see. You know, I think nobody wants to see huge domination in the sport. It's nice to see mix of different winners, podiums, even points positions. And the field is closer as ever. Like in qualifying in Austria, in the first part of the qualifying between the first and the last car, I think it was like 0.7 of a second only. So I think I've never seen anything like that. So it's definitely going into the right direction.
When we look at the teams that your team is battling against, what do you make of, you know, teammates, like let's say for the Alpine cars at the moment, you know, there's stuff going on there. We know one of the drivers is leaving there, and we saw the incident in Monaco. Like, what do you make of those sort of, you know, what makes a good teammate for you? What do you need from Zhou Guanyu?
Yeah, so from good teammate you need. So yeah, there's another noisy car. From good teammate you need a challenge. You know, you need someone keeping you on your toes. You know, but at the same time you need a team player. You know, in the end, the team always wants to go first, and the development of the team always needs to be the priority if you want to enjoy the success. So as teammates you need to be able to work together with a setup. Even in the races, if you're on a different strategy, you can't have extra friction between teammates. And for me and Joe, it's been great.
One of your former teammates, obviously Lewis, big story in the UK, and everyone here is fascinated to see how he's going to get on at Ferrari. Have you spoken to him? Do you drop him a WhatsApp and wish him luck when he moves teams, or do you have any conversation with him?
Yeah, I've spoken with him about it, and I'm actually excited for him. I think it's a big change on Formula One grid, but also for his life. It's a new era. He's still motivated, and he wants to get back to the top. So I think it's going to be really nice to follow, and it will be initially quite strange seeing Lewis in red, but people will get used to it, and we'll see.
We've got a lot of the races. I don't even think we're halfway in the season yet. What is achievable for you and the team? Because it's not been the season that you would have hoped for, but still plenty of time to make up for that.
It's been a difficult season, that's no lie, and now the aim is to get to the points and start scoring points. We still haven't scored any yet, so hopefully this weekend. And but it's, like I said, it's super close, the field, so we're not talking big gaps, and we just need to find more improvements, more updates to the car, and that way we can get into a better shape this year.
I have to say that when we talk about Formula One on talkSPORT, I think your car is the most recognisable car out there. You know, I was there in Melbourne earlier this year when I saw it for the first time, and there was kind of kids getting some of them, you know, Mercedes, they were getting confused with the Haas. When it comes to your car, everyone sees it coming. What do you actually make of this colour scheme? Do they consult you? You're a very stylish man.
Initially, it took some time to digest when I saw it. Like I was like, "Wow, that's bright," but now I'm used to it. It's just how it goes. And like you said, even our pit crew, I can't miss it. So it's easy to see.
We've got to talk about why we're here, and that is because you've been trying out this synthetic. Well, not synthetic. It's kind of clean fuel because Paddy's been telling us about this. Paddy Lowe, who's obviously someone that's been very successful in Formula One. And I was joking with Joe because when you get an upgrade in your car, you're used to wanting to see the difference. But with this, the whole point is you don't see the difference. And you've just driven a car around this track here with this fuel in it. Have you noticed any difference?
No difference. And it's so cool actually the way the fuel has been done. I don't know if you've done any research, but it's basically from water and air you make fuel, which is pretty cool. So that's the future. I think it's great to see, and that also means for petrol heads who are getting hammered by sustainability issues, etc. There's a solution, so that's good.
Awesome stuff. Final question. We all love the calendar. I don't need to describe the calendar. Everyone knows the calendar.
Yep.
2 questions on the calendar. When's the 2025 calendar releasing?
There's no release date yet. So keep waiting. You never know with me.
Fine.
Yep.
If you had to pick another driver on the grid right now to release a similar calendar, who would you rather it wasn't?
Rather it wasn't.
Because it would make it awkward if you saw him in a different way.
Finns were pretty easy with nudity and everything, so nobody would make me feel awkward.
Maybe you get a collaborative one. The whole grid. 2025, the whole F1 grid.
Yeah. Well, I would probably choose my teammate Joe not to do it because he's told me that he could never do it. He's a bit shy.
Right.
So I would be happy him not to do it.
It will make him come out of his shell, won't it?
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Valtteri, best of luck this weekend. Get those points, and we'll hopefully catch up with you again soon.
Thank you.